quicker off the blocks than an Aston Martin Vantage, the electric sports car astonishes the motoring world. Step one complete in the Tesla strategy.
What we showed was that an electric car could be sexy, it could be fast, and it could be long range. And that if you produce such a car, that people would buy it.
But as a $100,000 two-seat sports car, it's a luxury second vehicle to most of its owners. Time for the pivotal stage 2 in the master plan. A car that costs half as much and sells in much bigger numbers.
A very important step in the Tesla strategy is really going to show that a mainstream electric car can be better than a gasoline car.
The Model S is the second step in Elon Musk's vision of an electric revolution. A premium mass-market sedan designed and built from the ground up by Tesla. At the studio in Los Angeles, they are working to craft that car.
The Model S is really the foundation of Tesla. It's the first true product designed, engineered, built, manufactured by Tesla. And it's really the beginning of what our mission is about.
Franz von Holzhausen is the chief designer. He believes Tesla's design needs to have some conventional appeal.
It's really easy to have a clean slate and go pretty crazy with that. We had to start with something that people could relate to. If they even knew or cared that it was an electric vehicle, they were attracted to it. We've stretched the sedan and made it a little bit more modern, but it's still a sedan. It still has this somewhat traditional cue, and so it's easy to love because of that association.
Although uniform in appearance, the Model S is a unique car. It was conceived as electric. Even the shape is designed to maximize the battery's range.
The body and the waist here is all slim, so there's no excess fat or body mass on this car, and that's another one of those elements that just translates into great efficiency. This car is one of the most aerodynamic sedans on the market.
In an electric car, conserving the battery power is so important. The designers put huge efforts into reducing the drag. Even the door handles are aerodynamic, receding flush into the body. But it's the interior that is most heavily influenced by the electric powertrain.
The powertrain is incredibly small. You get the same performance out of a motor that's the size of, a watermelon that fits between the rear wheels, and everything else above that is what I call the opportunity space.
The design team started with the motor and flat battery pack and worked upwards. With the motor next to the wheels, there's no need for a drive shaft, so there is no rise under the rear middle seat. There is no fuel tank or transmission. The Model S has free space from the floor upwards.
What you'll see is a vast amount of space. In fact, it's actually so big that we decided that we could actually fit 7 people, and we do that by putting 2 rear-facing child seats in the back here. And you can see where they fit here, and their legs go right down in there. So this is what we call the frunk, and it's really the trunk in the front of the car. And arguably, you can put a whole bunch of stuff in here, even when the back of the car is totally loaded up with people and kids and stuff. And who doesn't need one of these?
Tesla promote these unique features at every opportunity. As a new mark, they're trying to make an impact in a marketplace crowded with established big hitters.
Just looking at the United States, of the 3 other car companies, the youngest is 90 years old. So clearly this is not an industry that has been supportive of newcomers.
Geneva Motor Show 2012. Another leg in the company's relentless promotional campaign.
We're done selling roadsters in North America, so this is our product. It's our product, Tesla product, and therefore we need to get it out to start selling.
Industry experts are judging Tesla on the Model S. It's seen as make or break.
Maybe Tesla has a bright future. I think the Model S is very decisive to see if there will be a great future or if there won't be a future at all.
The company have taken the risk of collecting prepaid orders on the car. They've amassed nearly 10,000 advance sales. The financial boost also creates real pressure.
I get harassed quite a bit actually by some people who have reservation, and you know, it's a lot of expectations, very high expectations that we're going to have to meet and exceed, really. Yeah.
Some prepaid customers have been waiting up to 3 years for their car. In return, they've been promised a delivery deadline.
I do feel an incredibly strong obligation to those that have placed their faith in Tesla and put down deposits. I'll do anything to make sure that their faith is not misplaced.
The delivery deadline for the first cars is now only 2 months away. But the brand new factory hasn't built a production car yet. If the customers are to get their Model S on time, the facility urgently needs to start manufacturing.
The speed at which we have to work here is extremely important to the company's bottom line. This is a kind of timing that is really, really challenging on many, many different accounts.
Tesla need to build 20,000 cars a year. But before mass production can begin, Gilbert and his team must prove the factory is ready. The company is relying on them to get it right.
We have to make sure that car after car, the quality is there, everything is perfect along the way. So we are really gearing up towards a production ramp-up.
Over the next few weeks, the factory will test manufacture a limited number of Model S. If the line doesn't perform with these cars, the company will be forced to miss their deadline. Tesla's electric revolution would be over before it started.
A very, very important moment is the birth of Model S in our Tesla factory. And it's where, you know, the rubber's going to meet the road, so to speak.
The process begins in stamping. To increase the battery's range, the company have decided to build 97% of the Model S with lightweight aluminium. It's an extremely rare feature in a mass production car due to the cost.
We need to translate flat pieces of aluminum into 3D forms. And how to do this with aluminum stamping with the level of quality that we expect is really, really challenging.
To meet the challenge, they buy the largest available stamping press in North America. The immense pressure from the stamp allows them to press the complex body shapes needed for the Model S. Robotic arms feed the 4 stamps. Each stage forces a more detailed 3D shape, producing stacks of floor plates. These lightweight aluminium parts improve the Model S's power-to-weight ratio, which helps increase the performance and range. The two things that obsess co-founder and technical chief, J.B. Straubel.
Any ideas on how we can make it better? Performance and range were the two big issues that needed to be improved, and that's where we've put most of our focus on the technology and powertrain.
Powertrain manufacture, second floor. This is where they build the heart of the Model S, the motors and battery packs. Tesla's solution to improving battery life appears startlingly simple. They use thousands of small lithium-ion cells, similar to laptop batteries. Thanks Thanks to these regular batteries, the company say the Model S has achieved a top range of 480 kilometers.
Once you have 250 to 300 miles of range, then you're in a different usage mode. You're in a range that is equivalent to most gasoline cars.
The car can be charged by 100 kilometers every hour from a regular power outlet. The high-performance battery pack is formed with over 7,000 small cells. They're organized into a flat layer with specific groupings of positive and negative. The final layout is the key to the pack's power and range, and Tesla considers it absolutely top secret. The motor unit is also developed in-house. It's essentially an AC induction motor, a concept invented by 19th century scientist and Tesla Motors namesake, Nikola Tesla. He harnessed an electromagnetic field to turn a basic motor. Modern-day Tesla has developed their motor with a highly conductive copper cylinder. When the electromagnetic casing is fed with current, the copper cylinder inside starts to spin. It's nearly 3 times more efficient than a combustion engine. In fact, there are only 3 moving parts. It connects directly to the rear wheels and doesn't need a transmission. The entire drive unit is under a meter long, smaller than a golf bag. But it propels the Model S, a family-size sedan, into the class of performance cars. In fact, this powertrain creates a totally different driving experience. Program Director Jerome Guillem works constantly to refine it. As with the light switch, electric power can be fully applied instantly.
The first thing that's gonna surprise people is how much torque you get so quickly. That response, instant response, you cannot really mess with the throttle too much because if you push on it, then the car will go. Even from a stop, you have a very quick takeoff because basically the torque is instant. So if I stop here and then I start, you will see that we have an acceleration right from the beginning. Any speed, you have that same torque available. So it's very easy to pass a car or to get out of harm's way if needed.
Unlike gasoline cars, which have to change gears, the Model S can accelerate to top speed totally uninterrupted.
When you go to electric, because you can regulate the torque that goes into a vehicle very smoothly and instantly, we don't need any transmission. This is a single gear powertrain.
But the real evolution in the way you drive is down to one of the central innovations in electric cars: regenerative braking. Although the Model S has traditional brakes, you don't have to use them. Regen braking can be engaged by simply easing off on the accelerator.
When you want to brake, you just take your foot off the pedal, like I'm doing now, and the car brakes itself. So you don't need to use the mechanical brakes.
When active, the regen system magnetically resists the motor's rotation, slowing the car and harvesting electric current. The energy recovered recharges the battery and extends the range of the car. When you put your foot down again, the electric power returns. Tesla call it one-pedal driving.
It's a little bit different approach of driving, but once you realize that if you take your foot off the pedal, the car slows down, then it's like, whoa, this is great. I can drive using only one pedal.
In the factory, the delivery deadline is now fast approaching. The Model S test production cycle reaches the main assembly area. The car is based around a partially steel underbody. To make it, engineers weld struts and casts into a framework. Brad's newly trained welding robot is about to be tested in full automation. Under observation, it's a tense time for the team.